Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are covering more reviews, reactions coming out of some early advanced screenings and the premiere for Bad Boys Ride or Die. If you like this type of content, dealing with movies, trailer reactions, video essays, reviews, any of that stuff, pop culture, please consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and clicking that bell. Most importantly, because all three are for free and we want you guys to be notified every single time we upload. That way you guys can keep up with the latest movie content. Yeah, Bad Boys Ride or Die, or Bad Boys 4, has just been given early screenings and just had their premiere, so we're gonna go ahead and cover them. And I don't know how you guys feel about the Bad Boys franchise, but I thoroughly enjoyed Bad Boys 3, the last one, and hopefully this definitely lives up to at least that. I'm expecting it to just be a blast. We do have trailer reactions up, and it just looks so fun, and Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, they look like they are having a blast. But yeah, let's go ahead and cover them. The first one we got comes from Dominique McGee, a quick one. Them just saying Bad Boys Ride or Die was so good. And then we have Chris right after that saying Bad Boys 4 was actually better than Bad Boys 3. And another one we have comes from Cowboy Lee Harris saying, saw Bad Boys 4 tonight and it exceeded my expectations. That's already so great to hear, just from the couple reviews. But let's keep going. The next one we have comes from The Plug Really saying, oh my god, Bad Boys Ride or Die is a must see. It might actually be funnier than Bad Boys 2, and everybody knows Bad Boys 2 was the best one. I agree. I really think Bad Boys 2 was probably my favorite, and if this would be like up there, honestly, I'd be thoroughly surprised. I'm just looking to really enjoy myself. But the next one we have comes from G. Stephen Williams saying, attended an advanced screening for Bad Boys Ride or Die. All I could say is this Bad Boys might be the movie of the year. It was that good. Now, I don't know how I feel about that, considering I just saw Furiosa, but you know what? That's great to hear nonetheless. The next one we have comes from Maurice Moyer saying, excitement overload. Just caught the exclusive premiere of the new Bad Boys Ride or Die movie, and oh boy, it's a wild ride. Comedy? Check. Action? Double check. A perfect blend of old school and new hip culture. 10 out of 10. Love to hear that. But the next one we have comes from Russ over at The Direct saying, Bad Boys Ride or Die was sadly not the movie for me, but it seems lots of fans of the franchise will enjoy it, and the audience I watched the movie with were having a blast. And yeah, that's the first one where we can see someone not really loving it, but the fact that they still talked about how much fun people were having, that's really all I want and all I really look for in these Bad Boys movies. So if I get that, I'm very satisfied. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, which comes from Drew Taylor saying, Bad Boys Ride or Die is a total blast. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are still great at busting each other's balls. The new mystery is compelling. Eric Dana is a great baddie, and Adil and Bill Al's action sequences are loaded with inventive staging and camera work. Bad Boys Forever. Love hearing that, because I did love their work on Miss Marvel, and it was really unfortunate to see their Batgirl movie get canceled and it was all finished. And then watching the Bad Boys Ride or Die trailers, you can just see there's so much, visual flavor in the action sequences, and with the drone work and all of that, it's definitely got some Michael Bay inspiration, but they just keep a kinetic energy that I love. But the next one comes from Chanel saying, oh girl, this was a fun watch. The Bad Boys agenda is alive and well, long and strong. It feels good to have fun movies in theaters. It has its serious moments when it needs to, but its overall goal is to entertain and bring some escapism. Can't wait to see it again. That's honestly all I want as well. So can't wait. But the next one we have comes from Owen Danoff saying, just saw Bad Boys Ride or Die. The action is just as good as you'd expect, and it might be the funniest yet. Biggest applause in my screening went to Dennis Green as Reggie for reasons I'll let you see for yourselves. No prior Bad Boys knowledge needed to have fun. That's really good to know. I think that'll bode well for, newcomers of the franchise that might be interested in this movie. Maybe that's you. Maybe you have never seen a Bad Boys movie. You can go ahead and watch this without having to watch the previous ones and really get a kick out of it and enjoy yourselves. But the next one we have comes from Brandon saying, Bad Boys Ride or Die is phenomenal. I love the Bad Boys franchise. This one raised every bar. It's nonstop hilarious, innovative action beats, so much chemistry with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. The best time I've had at the movies in a while. Absolutely loved it. Love hearing that. I love how many people are just entertained and having a blast, because that's really what we got from the trailers. If you go to our reactions, I mean, we were almost crying laughing. We were almost on the floor. Like, it was hilarious. The action looked palpable and visually interesting, and that's all I ask from a Bad Boys movie, for you to give me some great action, this great chemistry and buddy cop dynamic between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and a mystery to go along with it. But let's go ahead and move on. The next one we got comes from Bill Bria saying, Bad Boys Ride or Die is a total blast. It's crazy how Adil and Bilali have tapped into the strong emotional core of this series without sacrificing any of its insane fun. Smith and Lawrence bring their A game. The supporting cast steps it way up, specifically Reggie, and shit blows up real good, man. It sounded like he really had a blast. We're gonna cover a couple more from the people over at the Movie Podcast, and they do great things over there. If you guys like the in-depth stuff, like interviews with cast members from these big movies and just coverage of these premieres early and stuff like that, please go check their channel out. They do really great stuff. But the first review we got comes from Shabazz saying, Bad Boys Ride or Die is a stylish, fun, and wildly entertaining ride. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence prove they haven't missed a step in this fourth installment of the long-running franchise. While Adil and Bilal's signature flair shines, the story takes a back seat. So they obviously were overwhelmingly positive overall, but their one gripe seems to be that the story kind of lacked. But the next one we got comes from Anthony, who is a lot more mixed on it, saying, Bad Boys Ride or Die misses the mark. The buddy cop action film has now fallen into we're too old for this realm. Smith and Lawrence still have the chemistry, but sparse action and a muddled plot make sequences feel like a greatest hits rather than a thrilling sequel. That's unfortunate to hear, and I'm really interested to see where I fall on this. But we're gonna cover the last one, coming from Daniel Baptista, saying, Bad Boys Ride or Die is wildly entertaining and non-stop fun. Adil and Bilal deliver some of the craziest action of the series and pay tribute to all films that came before. Even though the story isn't the strongest, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are as iconic as ever. Solid. And that's it for the coverage for Bad Boys Ride or Die. Are you going to see it, or are you not? Go ahead and leave your comments below. What are your thoughts on the Bad Boys movies? Like, tell me your favorite or anything. I love discussing with you guys down there. And if you made it this far and you haven't, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe, and click that bell. That we're notified every time we upload. We cover these pretty much anytime a big movie's about to come out, including more related to movies, pop culture, TV, all of that good stuff. And yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. It's been your boy Keezy, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one.